We're letting it play out today. I know we're not supposed to because it's not like 2 in a row or anything. But you know what? It's Tuesday. Why not? What else you got? Nothing. So that's why we let it play out. You gotta take advantage of these wins, man, because, apparently they're few and far between. Miami Heat. You know what? Second, scratch it. No, to hell with it. To hell with it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. Nothing. Nothing for you. Nothing for you. Jimmy, thank you very much for everything that you do. But nothing for you. He cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever, I don't make the rules. I just make the rules. I am Studio Mogura, Studio M-O-G-U-R-A. Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the CashApp. All donations go toward the making of my independent film. Also, all donations go toward the making of my independent animated pilot. Check out my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon. A chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s. My misadventures as a raver, doing crazy shit, crazy drugs, and crazy women. Check it out. You can also buy the hardcover version on Barnes & Noble, which I would prefer because it's a little expensive. It's a little bit more in my pocket, and also it's a way nicer. The hardcover version of this book is really nice. Please check it out. Also, check out octotaco.com. That is my blog and my personal comic shop where I actually sell comics for my personal collection. So check that out, please. I need to start selling comics again. I'm broke. I don't know what to tell you. Also, check out my TeePublic. teepublic.com/studiomogura. Check out all my original designs, including the amazing and new He Cultura official t-shirt. Check it out. Get yourself a He Cultura official t-shirt with Ted and show everybody that you know what He Cultura is. Well, they don't. Okay? They're all going to ask you, hey, what's He Cultura? And you're going to have to tell them. It's He Culture in Spanish. And that's it. That's all you got to say. And then finally, check out my Spotify playlist, El Topo. And you'll get my entire discography dating back from 1999 all the way till my latest release last year, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. Please check that out and please support that. That is the easiest and best way to support me, man, because you just got to listen to the beats, and there's like 130 fucking tracks out there, so you'll find something that you like. So just find something that you like and listen to it all the time, and that will just put instant money in my pocket. That's all you got to do. Just listen to the music, man, you know? Eventually, I gotta put up a Global Comics link because I need you guys to also check out my Global Comics, where I have International Horror Association, my horror comic that I do. I need some more eyes on that. Even though there's like nobody fucking ever here or ever watching this, I'm just like basically speaking to the void. But I don't care, you know. I like doing this. I like speaking to the void. It's better than yelling at the cats. So you know, I'm not going to praise this win. This is a bullshit win. I mean, 9 straight against the fucking goddamn Orlando Magic at home. We own the Magic. We are the Magic. The Magic is us, okay? So, when you go to fucking Orlando, they don't cheer Orlando Magic. They cheer Miami Heat. So get the fuck out of here. I don't even want to talk about this game. This is a game that you got to win. You should win. These are the teams that you're supposed to beat. You're supposed to beat the Magic. Okay? If you don't beat the Magic after getting your asses handed to you by the Clippers, I mean, you got a problem. So, I feel good that, like, okay, we're still beating the teams that we're supposed to beat. So we're staying, like, in it. And I guess beating Orlando at least gives us a 1-up. But what good is that going to do if Orlando's 10 games over us? You know what I mean? So, get the fuck out of here. We got to start, like, winning real games. beating teams like the Clippers. If we can't beat teams like the Clippers, then we can't beat teams like the Celtics, so we can't beat teams like even the 76ers without Embiid. Because watch and see the 76ers now without Embiid and Tyler Maxey are actually good. Watch, because that shit always happens, right? Today we're gonna be rocking the Triangle Mints, and we got some more Don Mega. We got some more Don Mega. So that's how you gotta say it, Don Mega. You know, when you get the Don Mega, okay, you gotta say it like Don Mega. So we're gonna rock the Don Mega and a little bit of the Triangle Mints while we drink some more fucking coffee at 11:27. Let's just take a little swig. Also, check me out on Threads. Threads is the official social media site that I am using now and forever. Nobody else. I am on Instagram because I was on Instagram from the very beginning, but Instagram really sucks. I get no traction on Instagram. I get nobody looking at my shit. Not even the people that follow me look at my shit. They don't give a fuck. And they're like my closest friends. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this shit. And so I dipped on fucking Instagram. And now I'm just doing Threads permanently. Fuck Blue Sky. Blue Sky can kiss my ass because every single fucking any platform that is like invite only in the beginning, you can lick my asshole. You can lick me. You just lick it up, just like that. Because that's some bullshit. That's crap. I don't want to fucking deal with fucking that shit. I don't want to. I don't want it. Sorry. That's some elitist bullshit. And that is elitist bullshit that stretches back to the beginning of the web when fucking elitist fucking assholes on their stupid forum bullshit were like, you know, locking fucking posts or making posts private or making threads private or making fucking forums private or whatever. Oh, you're not cool enough to fucking hang with us. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, you know? They did that shit invite only to try and get all the celebrities to have their own fucking site so the celebrities can talk shit amongst each other. You know, but in the reality, the celebrities aren't fucking running their own accounts. Most celebrities don't run their own accounts. That's why Threads is fucking awesome, because a lot of the celebrities that are on Threads are running their own accounts. It's really fucking James Gunn there. And we appreciate that so much as fans, you know? Being able to fucking, like, it's like touching the sky kind of thing, you know? So, Blue Sky tried to corner that, but they kind of cornered it in a bad way by basically fucking telling everybody else, no, you can't fucking be here until, you know, we say so. You know, and then Threads did the smart thing that they fucking, you know, they were born. And they were like, let's go, let's party. Get the fuck away from X. Everybody come over here. We're just going to build you the same fucking shit on X, but we're going to fucking do it right. And that's all they've been doing. You know? That shit's, from July to now, has grown a lot. Runs great. I mean, I don't get any more as much spam. I don't want to say I don't get any more because I literally had one today, but it's like the first one that I've had in, like, I can remember, like, 2 or 3 weeks. Spam bot, like a fucking, you know, a porn bot that shows up, that tries that follows you. And then once I realize, oh, this account is bullshit, I go ahead and I remove them as a follower, and that's it. I move on with my life. You know, if you're dealing with a lot of porn bots on Threads, it's because you're not removing all the porn bots that are following you. You know, or you're probably posting content that's like, you know, that is porn bot related. Like, I don't use Threads for porn. You know, like, I really don't think Threads should be a place for porn. It shouldn't be a place for, like, you know, thirst fucking traps and shit. Like, there's so many other websites that you can go to and you can leech people, fucking, you can siphon money from people for that. You can go to, you have OnlyFans, you have fucking Fansly, you have the myriad of fucking, like, you have Patreon that you could do. You could fucking do it already on Twitter. You could do it on Twitch. You could do it on all the other fucking sites. You could do it. Let's make Threads just a site where we go and talk and share each other's content, share each other's creations and shit, and it's not, like, super hardcore porn related. Like, I don't have an issue with, like, you know, sexy outfits, sexy cosplayers, both male and female. Like, it's not a problem. It's just, you know, it'd be nice to have one site that's just kind of, you know, professional. Because I don't really, like, look at LinkedIn as a social media site. To me, LinkedIn is not a social media. If you're on LinkedIn using LinkedIn as a social media, you are playing with fire. Like, that's stupid to me. LinkedIn is seriously just for finding jobs, having a professional, like, basically resume online where people can come and check your shit out. And that's all it is. But to me, it was never supposed to be a fucking social media site. So if you're on there, I see people posting shit. Like, I like it how companies post, like, tips or insight into their company, but, like, people in there treating it like social media, like, you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't know. I would never do that. So, like, Threads can be like that, but not, like, completely, totally, like, professional. Like, it just be a little bit more modest. That's all. You know, because like we just get bombarded by sex and bullshit like every other site, and then what happens is there hasn't been a cure or a fix to the porn bot shit, and the porn accounts, the thirst accounts, they kind of like bring the porn bots with them, just because that's that, you know, they're those people are you know, those accounts, the fans, everybody, that all of us that watch that stuff, we're all susceptible to like the porn, the bots, because we're constantly looking at the porn, you know. So that's like an easy thing for them to latch onto. So the best way to break that shit is just not, you can't follow like hard porn accounts. Like you can follow like cosplayers and shit, you know. But if cosplayers are putting up like mostly nudity stuff and a lot of the porn shit and a lot of thirst trap stuff, you know, they're gonna attract all the bots. You know, they're gonna attract all the fucking shit accounts, and they're gonna attract all the fucking like misogynistic accounts. They're gonna attract all the fucking crap that made fucking Twitter like shit. You know, and it's not. I don't want to put a lot of blame on like porn accounts, because I love my porn accounts, but you know, I'm just saying, hey, you already have OnlyFans, you already have this place, you already have that place, you already have every single place on the internet. Like, this is a brand new place that we're starting. Let's make this a little different. Let's make it different somehow. You know, like have a porn account, but then, you know what? Don't show porn on this account. Like, direct everybody to the other sites to go see your porn, and just have a normal face on this account. Make Threads like as normal as possibly you can. You know. That's what I want Threads to be. I want Threads to be a place where like you knock down the celebrity wall, where celebrities just interact with people like normally, and and they bring people back down to earth, into realizing that these are just normal people, you know. Like Taylor Swift is a normal fucking person. Like, I know she's like this huge star, but all she really does different from everybody is she just makes good music. I don't even want to say that she's like super attractive, because there's lots of attractive fucking people on the planet. Like, what stands her out is her music, not the fact that she's attractive. It helps, but that ain't all of it. So, Threads is a really nice place right now, just for like interaction and meeting new people, and I'm not treating it like a dating site. I'm just treating it like this is a fresh, clean slate for me to promote my music, to promote my art, to get a good following, because I need a good following of people that support my shit, buy my shit, and you know what, really, honestly, just like my shit, just like the post that I do, retweet the post, you know, like the post, comment on the post, you know, say this is funny, whatever. I don't get that at all on Instagram. I never got that on Twitter. On Twitter, I barely would get a like on a thing. I barely would get anything. And like the thing with Twitter is that like you could go on Twitter and you talk shit about a fucking like Republican fucking asshole. You're like, this guy's a fucking asshole. And then all of a sudden your account's been locked for 12 hours. And then once your accounts get locked in 12 hours, you get put into this pile of like shit of all the other people. So your shit, it's never gonna be seen. It's never gonna be seen unless someone other a famous account like likes your shit and makes you fucking go viral for some reason. So it's useless. So Twitter at this point when I left in July, it was absolutely useless to me. That's why I had no problem leaving that place. You know, to me, it sucked because I had developed a really great feed of like content that kept me entertained. That's what I missed. But at the point that I realized, oh, a lot of people are moving over from Twitter to Twitch, I can go ahead and fucking like just follow them as they come along, you know, whatever. And if they don't, that really says a lot about them, man, than it does about me, because I'm not gonna stick around that site with that fucking asshole there. Fuck him. So, and with all the other assholes, you know, because that place was just, it became something unholy in the last couple years from what it was when I first joined it in like 2016. Like, dude, it's just become something completely different, and it sucks. There are pockets of Threads that are kind of like that but it's just literally the guys from Twitter coming over to Threads because they're pissed off that there's no one in Twitter to yell at anymore because everybody left. So they're following us here. So all the beautiful thing is you hide their comments from everybody, you block them, you mute them, and you just move on with your life. Fuck it. Don't give any time or energy to these people, you know, and then your Threads experience just goes amazing. It has become really great. It's a great site. So I highly encourage you to join. I highly encourage you to check it out. And support it, man, because even though Zuckerberg is Zuckerberg, whatever, bro, is not what's his face, and I hate to say the lesser of two evils, But even then, I don't really look at this as Zuckerberg shit. I look at this as Mosseri, the guy, I forgot his name. Mosseri, I think it is, right? Yeah, Adam Mosseri. That Threads is his baby. Okay, that's it. No, this theirs is his, not Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg just okayed it. He paid for it. But and even if Zuckerberg literally typed up the fucking code till fucking 5 in the morning, I don't give a shit. This is Mosseri shit. Um, so check us out there. And you can follow Cultura there too. So I have at Cultura and I have at studiomogura. So follow us on Threads. But I guess I'm stalling because there were a few things I definitely wanted to talk about. And I had made a list of things while I was getting ready, and so let's just go to that and talk about it. So the first things was at first I didn't know what the fuck happened to Robinson because he had like totally disappeared from time and space. So, and at the moment that I was like, I didn't see him on the bench. I was like, what the fuck was Robinson? Boom, he gets into the game. I'm like, oh, there he is. So él está vivo, apparently. I didn't expect much from him. I would have liked to have seen something from him. But I wasn't surprised like halfway through the game when he hadn't done shit. But then at the end, he started coming through. He made a couple shots and he made a nice three at the end to really kind of like quiet everybody and calm everybody down and settle it, and that's what he needs to do. It's like, I know we were at the beginning of the year, we've been enamored with him going 20 and getting close to that, and he's got to get back to that form. He really has to. I mean, this team is no good if he's not doing that kind of shit. So he's got to get back to that form where he's making shots, he's confusing the defense, he's being a real fucking problem. And of course, it's just his first day back from whatever the fuck it was. I think it was a concussion or some shit. I don't know. Se rompió la nalga. No sé qué decirte. But he is going to take a little minute just to kind of get in a groove because he's one of those guys. Hero is the same way. I said he was typically rusty after time off, so it was nice to see him play well. And I really don't think he had a choice. And it's not like he was off for a really long time. He just missed one game. But then, with that said, fuck you, Sports Illustrated. Fucking talking shit, saying fucking, oh, this is maybe a sign that Hero's gonna fucking get traded. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I mean, just get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. Like, people who fucking clamor for Hero to get traded understand they want Hero. And they understand how important Hero is to this organization and this team. And taking him in, even though, like, we went on that run last year without him, in the end, we needed him. In the end, that finals game, we needed him. Okay? So, I don't want to hear that, like, oh, we'll be fine without him, we can get rid of him. No, man, we need this guy. This guy puts in 20, 30 a game, he's that kind of guy. And we don't have a lot of guys like that. We have guys that, like, put in under 10 and shit. Just a lot of those guys, a lot of hard-working guys. But his Hero is a killer, man. So we don't have a lot of killers. But we can't just put it all on Butler. And you're not gonna get someone else who's got killer potential like Hero. So no matter what, you just gotta ride. Hero's just gotta play. He's gotta start more. This is the first year that he's starting. So, and he got hurt. He had the ankle. He was gone for it felt like 2 months he was gone. And so it's like, we just want him to get to the end healthy and last in the end, and be in rhythm. So we got to get this guy going. I don't want to hear any more fucking bullshit about we're going to trade him. What about the trade? No one's going anywhere. We're not getting anybody. We did our trade, and that was Rozier and Lowry, and that's it. We're not going to get much for any of the other guys because nobody in the NBA believes in our guys. Nobody. They took Strus off of our hands. Strus, for Christ's sake. Who was like a fucking guy that, we didn't fucking want or anything like that at one point. Like, people were like, oh, it's fucking Strus, fuck him. But now it's like, oh, wait. Like, I have the utmost confidence that, like, our Swider right now is on the bench, and he hasn't played. And Swider is just as good as Strus, if not better. Like, I mean, we saw him in the preseason. We saw the potential that he has, and you know, he's got to get game time. He's got to get minutes, man. Like, I want to see us go deeper in the bench, and a lot of these two-way players that we haven't been able to play. Like, when are we gonna get to play these guys? And when are we gonna get to use these guys and bring them in so that, you know, because, you know, Jovic is good, like Kane was good, like all these guys are good. They're good young guys, man, that bring a lot of energy and bring a lot of great plays and bring a lot of great defense. So why aren't we playing them? You know, and it's obviously it has probably to do with the contract shit. Obviously it has to do with that, you know, there's not enough minutes to go around. But I'm like, I don't want to. It better not be enough minutes to go around because I'm willing to sacrifice, you know, Rozier minutes. I'm willing to sacrifice other people's fucking minutes, man. You know, like bring everybody down, help Jimmy out. But make fucking Jimmy go out there 30 fucking minutes a game, 40 minutes a game. Put him out there only for fucking 25 and get 5 minutes to somebody else. Fuck it. You gotta force the shit, dude. But at this point, we need a little bit of oomph, but I think we already have it. We already have the weapons that we need. We have enough. Our guys are good enough players because it's literally the same fucking team that it was last year. The only difference is that we don't have fucking Lowry, we don't have Strus, and we don't have Gabe Vincent. Like, those are three guys that nobody wants, nobody gives a shit about, and nobody at any time considered a threat unless they were literally on the Miami Heat. Where's Gabe Vincent now? Is he even playing in the Lakers? I know Strus is doing good at the Cavs. And where do we send Lowry? I don't even remember. To avoid. Rip the meme of John Lennon, you know, and the Kyle Lowry. Like, rip that meme. That was such a great meme. It died with this trade. Bam is going to be a Hall of Fame Heat in the rafters. Like, we're not going to hang Bam just his jersey. We're going to hang his jersey. We're going to hang his shorts. We're going to hang his shoes. You know, we're going to hang the hairnet thing that he wears sometimes. We're going to hang we're going to hang everything that belongs to Bam. His wallet and shit, socks, his underwear, or just hanging it all. Bam is, you know, to me, he's Dwayne Wade level of, like, Heat lifer, Heat fucking guy, Heat all-timer. He's gonna end up being like that because he's so underrated. Just doesn't get enough credit. It's gonna literally take him having to win a fucking title and killing these monster fucking teams all over again, like he did last season, to prove to people. Like, last year should have proven to a lot of motherfuckers that Bam is good, that this Heat team has a lot of really good players, and nobody fucking batted an eye. Everyone attributed it to, like, just, it's a fluke. Running through those three teams like that, where it's just a fluke. Whatever. I think Butler's finally taking it seriously. That was the other point we wanted to make. Today was a game that, you know, Butler looked like he wanted to play. He realized, shit, I have to go to work today. I've been calling in sick and fucking leaving early and whatever, but I have to actually go to work today. And he did. And so, like, you see him and you're like, let's go. I mean, I know you don't want to do this every fucking night because it's really hard, but you got to start doing a little bit more than you have been, because you're putting yourself into too much of a hole. I mean, and in the end, I don't care who we fucking play. I don't care if we fucking don't have home court. It doesn't matter if we don't have home court advantage. Who gives a shit, you know? Like, when the fucking probably playing the Celtics or the fucking Milwaukee Bucks, and, you know, I don't think we could. I don't know about playing the Bucks right away, because they're gonna want to really fucking seek revenge. I'd rather the Bucks go through a couple other people and get softened up. I'd like to see the Celtics right off the bat. Let's go right to the Celtics, because you know what? Those guys swear. And it would be nice to shock them again. And instead of kicking them out in the freaking Eastern Conference Finals, we kick their asses out in the first round. I think that would be sweet. Let's get that. Um, Terry Rozier, I dubbed thee Scary Terry. You have arrived. Today was a great game for that kid. Because that game, now, he showed that, okay, he can take the load like Lowry, and he can make shots. If he gets into a rhythm and he gets to the groove and he finds a spot, he can make shots. I just got to see him be a little bit more consistent at the three. But if he can do that, like in a moment where we need shots, he can get them. Like Hero can, which is like these easy 2-point, easy shots. We'll be good, man. He'll be good. That's all he needs to do. His attacking the basket is really great. That's something that I think a lot of guys on this team need to see, and that motivates other guys to attack as well. Because sometimes guys are unsure. There's a lot of moments that this team has been just unsure of what to do with the basketball. Toward the end of the shot clock, toward the end of the quarter. They've just been very indecisive sometimes. So, and I don't understand why. They shouldn't. Like, everybody should want to take the fucking shot. And there've been a bunch of times this season where you see, like, motherfuckers don't want to take the shot. They want to pass the ball. And they want to pass the ball with rhythm, and they want to give the shot up to somebody else and be like, and it's like, no, man, we need more greedy guys on this team. And that's what Terry Rozier is. Terry Rozier is a little bit greedy, and I like that. We need that. Hero's got to be greedy. Hero right now is just not greedy enough. Especially with Butler just fucking eating shit y cogiendo su tiempo y haciendo lo que él quiere. When he shows up when he wants to, whatever, he doesn't give a fuck. Oh, you know what, today we're not play, okay, fuck. Oh, I didn't come in through because we didn't win the game. Oh, whatever, who gives a shit? Like, we need somebody else coming out there and challenging Butler. And that's got to be Hero. Hero's got to be the one to be like, you're not going to play Butler? You don't want the spotlight? Well, I'll take the spotlight. And let me tell you, man, Hero's got to be the guy taking the last shot in the game. Butler's got to be the guy closing the game. Okay? Butler has to close the game. Hero has to take the last shot of the game. Like, if there's a last shot to win, that's got to go to Hero. It can no longer go to Butler. And it just sucks because Butler is still looking for that winning fucking shot. He finally got one this season. But he wants to get one against the Celtics. He wants to get one, like, in the playoffs. He wants to get one for a fucking title. He wants to take that last shot and go down in history as that shit. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I part of me wants to see it so bad for Butler. Want to see it happen for him. And I'm like, fuck it, Butler. I'll go with you. Fuck it. Let's do it. I will. I'm ready. Take the shot. Go, man. We already did it once. Let's do it again. Gives a fuck, man. Let's just do it. Go. And it sucks because most of the time it doesn't work out for Butler. It's very rare. I mean, this was like the first time I think since he's been here that he has a game-winning shot like that. I know, I know he's done it before. I know he's done it before, but like that, it hasn't. It's been a while, so I want to ride or die, man. But I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. It was very similar to how Wade was. It was like, Wade was the one always taking the shot, but you knew he was never gonna make that shit. But then when he finally made that shit, I mean, it's just, that's that shit that gets replayed, Sorry, I had to. I have the heater on. I'm fucking freezing. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a lizard. So I dubbed thee Scary Terry. That's what we're gonna call you now. And I don't know. I mean, Caleb is really shaping up. I'm. If you go back to the tape and you watch Caleb the last 2 years during Cultura, you'll see that his shot has gone from being this slow mechanical 3-point like not 3-point as in the 3-pointer. I mean 3-point as like his body has to hit 3 certain points and then he lets it go and that's when he's in rhythm and that's how he makes the shot. He went from like doop 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 whoop to now like whoop to having a very much smoother, a more faster release, not so mechanical, not so like robotic and shit. Like this was like the first time where he was just slinging it and making it. It was weird. But that's a lot of potential for Caleb, man. And Caleb is a guy who's still like, nobody really fucking knows about. And this guy to me is our version of this guy in Golden State. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name. I'm sorry, people. It's just too many people to fucking remember. And his name just crossed right now, and I forgot it immediately. Klay Thompson. So sorry, and I bring up the thing, and I didn't even look at it, and then I just said it, and then I looked at it, and I was like, okay. But basically, he's our Klay Thompson, man. But he plays just harder defense. He's great defensively. But offensively, he offers something. I don't know if it's a lot. I don't know if it's a little bit. He offers something. Okay. So, and he's getting better, it seems. It seems like because he was coming off an injury. He was out for a really long time. And, we need to see that from him. We need to see him be, again, more aggressive. Like, all these guys just got to be aggressive and want the shot. Like, if everybody goes out there and wants the shot and gets their shot, like, this team is really, really tough to beat because we play a little bit more better defense than everybody in this league. Like, this is for sure. Like, the Heat may not be number one defense in the league, but they are still the number one defense. I know that's, like, an insane thing to say. But even with their record, even with this bullshit, because, bro, this record that they have right now is not really their record. This is not really their fucking record, bro. Like, it's not. Like, we know this team is like Jekyll and Hyde. This team has a fucking a split personality. This team is fucking, like, insane. This team has issues, and this team can flip on a dime, right? Like, the whole last 10, they're 3-7 in their last 10. Like, you can't really take that for granted. That's why, like, I was telling you, like, I'm not looking at it last 10. I'm looking last 7 series, and throughout the thing we have about 12 sets of 7. So I think it's you look at those how many series can you win? And right now, out of the series that we just really had, going right before what we said, right before they also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we started at the Wizards, right? And right now we're 2-1. So we took the Wizards, we lost to the Clippers, but we took one now. Again, back against the Magic. So we're 2-1 in this 7-game series. Okay? So can we go tomorrow when we play the Spurs? Can we go 3-1 in this 7-game series before having to go against the Celtics? Which, when you look at a 3-1 series, right? When you're up 3-1 in a series and you go to close out the team, the closeout game is the hardest game of the series. It's always the hardest game is the closeout game. Because those guys are playing it. They don't want to get eliminated. If you can get it down to a point where, like, okay, it's pretty much out of hand, they'll crack, like, in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left and it's over. But, if the game is close, they'll fight. And it's, like, the hardest thing to do is closing out a team for the whole game, not just even the end of it. So you got to think of it this way. Wizards, Clippers, Magic, Spurs. Like, if we can go to the Spurs and take one from the Spurs, we'll be up 3-1 in this so-called 7-game series, right? And so, going against the Celtics, that's going to be a really tough game for us. So it should emulate the closeout game of a 7-game series. Okay, so that's the perfect model that we should, if we can come in here and get and take the Spurs and then take the fucking Celtics game on Super Bowl Sunday, 2 p.m. Dude, that would really, like, okay, then we just played a kind of small 7-game series and we won 4 games so far. If this was a 7-game series, we would have won this series. So you see what I mean? Like you can't that whole fucking 8-game fucking losing streak. Those are like two basically back-to-back series that we lost. You know what I mean? Because we went 0-4 and 0-4. And it's like, okay, that wasn't good. Can we do this? Can we try it now again? And then boom, this is a great opportunity now. You know, even if we lose against the Celtics, okay, then can we close it out against the Bucks? Because that's also the closeout game. If we win against the Spurs tomorrow, and we lose the Celtics, the closeout game moves to the Bucks. And if we lose to the Bucks, the closeout game moves to the 76ers, and that's our last chance. You know, last chance before we go on All-Star break, and last chance to get a 7-game series. Because at that point, the other team would have tied it up. So that's the way I'm looking at the season now. That's the way I'm looking at how this team operates and how this team goes about winning and losing. And that's why they're not concerned with each individual loss or each individual win. They're not worried, did we win tonight? They're worried about how many did we win in the last 7? You know, like, because you don't want to do 10, because what the fuck is the last 10? The last 10 doesn't tell you really shit, you know? It tells you just the last 10. But you're really concerned about 7-game series. If it was a 10-game series, then fuck. Then it makes sense. But we're only worrying about 7-game series in this league. So why should we worry about the last 10? Worry about the last 7. So when you worry about the last 7 with this team, it really, really removes a lot of the bullshit. You start to see you start to read between the lines, see through the the opaque glass, and kind of understand. Oh, that's what's back there. It's Jimmy Butler naked. But the important thing I think is we gotta take some of these big fish down in the regular season. And we got to give them a little taste of the possibility of what might be to come. You got to. The Super Bowl Sunday game against the Celtics at 2 p.m., that's a great game to steal from the Celtics. It's a great game. At 2 p.m., that's super early in Miami. Everyone's just going to want to fucking get this game done so they can go home and watch the game. So the Celtics might be willing just to give this one up because they're literally like, 30. But at the same time, the Celtics aren't like that at the Heat anymore. They hate the Heat to a point where they're going to try and beat the Heat every single fucking time. The Heat are the ones that are more than likely going to be like, fuck it, we're not going to challenge these guys, so who gives a shit? In fact, they're going to want to lose to that game because they'd rather face the Celtics in the fucking playoffs. Right off the bat. So I won't be surprised if the Heat lose that game. But I would love it if they actually took that game and put some effort into that game. And try and win that game, man. Fuck the Celtics, bro. And then the Bucks is another. We gotta win against the Bucks too, man. We gotta really put a couple games together that we win against tough teams to remind people, oh shit, the Heat are still there. Because right now everyone's forgotten about the Heat. The Heat are not a concern. The Heat are not a threat. The Heat are nothing. Just like we were last season, man. Just like we were it's unbelievable. The mirror image of last season, this is becoming. Same thing. The only difference is that last season we started out really bad. And then finally took off, and then just got into it. We were humming in the 3 and the 4, and then tapered off at the end. And then the only difference this time around is that we started off really great in the beginning. We had we were up 10 games over 500 or some shit. And then now they saw All-Star break right at the end and shit, and after the stupid tournament thing gave them a little bit of a break too. They just kind of really didn't take the rest of the season very seriously, and I think that's kind of what's happened with the Lakers too. The Lakers, they won their thing, and now the regular season's it's like a second season, so it's exhausting for them. So that's why they're fucking dealing with shit. And just now it seems they won a couple of games. So I'm really glad that he didn't go through that whole NI tournament bullshit, because I feel that would have really affected them a lot. They would have just been it's another season all over again, and we're having it's it's good that they didn't go through that. It's good they got a taste of the feel of the playoffs, and at that time they were doing really good because everybody was healthy. But they really still wouldn't put the effort into it because it was to them it was probably bullshit. Like this is meaningless. It doesn't matter if we lose this game. Let LeBron have the fucking the stupid trophy with that shit. Who cares? And I know they're gonna do it again next year. They're totally gonna do it again next year. And te lo digo, a mí no me importa. What I think they should do, which I'm really I'm really kind of a little bit peeved because I was talking with my dad a couple of days ago, and I was telling him, we like to talk about gambling, and we like to talk about the stuff in sports, and I was telling him how I would love because we were watching the NI tournament or I was watching it, and then it took place in Vegas, and I was like, man, you know what they should do? They should put like an LED court, and like have points and lights and shit, and make it look like Vegas. Make the fucking the court look like Vegas, and it was just, it's annoying because today they announced that the All-Star game is gonna have like this crazy court, this LED court, where it's gonna follow people, make patterns, and do all this crazy shit, which is totally awesome. But I'm like, fuck, man, I was fucking just talking about that shit, and I've been saying they should do that. The NFL should do that. The NFL needs to figure out a way to have that same shit with like lasers and LED lights underneath the fucking the grass that are motion sensitive and pressure sensitive, so that when the player steps, it like lights up, or when the player crosses the goal line, like the same way that the security shoplifting thing goes off, like you put that little sticker in the inside of the football, and so at either end of the football, so that when you put the end of the thing, the lights go off, and that tells you, oh, that shit crossed. And then sometimes that shit might malfunction, so you verify it obviously with an official, or like with VR official in like in a booth or whatever, dude. Like hello, like start using some of the fucking lights and shit that we have. Make the shit fucking look better than what it has in the last 100 years. Make an update. And so it's awesome to see that the NBA is just gonna try this now. But I'm gonna one up them, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, you guys really should do, NBA, is make sure that if you're gonna have the NI tournament every year, you gotta always have it in Vegas. So always have the NIT tournament, or the INT, or whatever they call it, the in-season tournament, IST. I don't know what the fuck it's called. NIT, because NIT is like, I think the college thing. So it's the in-season tournament, IST, whatever. Have it always in Vegas, and then use the LED court in game, and then place spots on the court that randomly come up, okay, and they offer betting odds. So let's say like Steph Curry's playing, and you do the All-Star game, and you put, all of a sudden Steph Curry has the ball in his hands. If you put up a couple spots on, like, known Steph Curry spots on the court, where Steph Curry goes, and if he shoots from that spot, like it pays like 101 or whatever. It pays like something really good. Now, to combat like people going crazy and betting like like nuts, you put a cap on the amount of money that they can bet and the amount of the bet on the bet. Like you can't. It's like, we're not talking dollar bets here. That dollar is probably the max bet that you could probably put in a game like this. Like we're talking, it'd have to be like cents. Like you're betting pennies, you're betting nickels, you're betting dimes, you're betting quarters, and the most you're betting dollars. But once you bet dollars, you get like $100 max per game. $100 max per game. You get $100 like and you gotta buy an account where the NBA is gonna give you NBA money. So you trade your money for NBA like dollars, and in the NBA dollars you get to play with that in game. During the NIT tournament, during the in-season tournament. And so number one, you cap how much people are spending. You bite the bullet, and you're like, this isn't really, like, you're gonna be making money, but you're not gonna be making like Vegas money. You're just you're not gonna be mad, because you're gonna have to cap it, because you can't allow someone to go in there and bet like $1 million on like Steph Curry hitting a fucking shot. Because then if he misses that shit, like, you know, they might kill Steph Curry. You know what I mean? So, but if he misses like some shit that you bet like 50 cents on, and it's like that's it. You know, the most you lose is like $100, is because, and you prepay for this shit. Like it wouldn't be as bad, you know. And you won't be able to buy money during the game. Like you have to start the in-season tournament already with your like you start collecting money during the beginning of the tournament, and then you spend it at the finals game, because it's not available during all the regular games. It's only available either at the last in-season tournament or the All-Star game. This should always, going back, I'm sorry, because I keep saying in-season tournament and I go and between All-Star game, it should be for the All-Star game. Like the All-Star game should always take place in Vegas. The All-Star game should have the LED court and the in-game betting. And then, so that way you make the All-Star game exciting, and then you can offer things where like players put money down. Okay? Players can risk their own money, because players already gamble in the NBA amongst themselves. So how about you make this the only game where the players are allowed to gamble on themselves, and you let them do like prop bets, and you can't make it where like, oh, he can't miss shots, he's got to make shots. You know, it's got to encourage them to make shots and play hard, and like, you know, like get like 5 charges in the game, and then you get paid like $500,000. You know, like some guys will then really play for that shit. You know, and there's enough money in Vegas, and there's enough money in the NBA that you could do this and pay players and shit. You know, for just this one game. And then you allow audiences and home audiences to participate. And from their home, they can use an app on their phone to make in-game bets as they're watching the game. And once they see this shit light up, they click the button on oh, I want this bet on their phone. And then that puts them in a queue, or puts them in the running for it. And then if he hits a shot, you win. You know, and so, and again, it's the same thing. It's like NBA dollars. So it's not like real actual money. You trade it in. And then you could trade the NBA dollars for either like game tickets, merchandise, and I want to say like people could cash it out as money, but I don't think you can. I think the best thing to do is make it so that you could trade in the money that you win on for merchandise. Like you can use it to buy hats. You can use, and it's like it's per dollar. It's dollar for dollar. You don't lose value in it. You know, it's not like, oh, $1 is 10 NBA dollars. No. And it's $1 equals 1 NBA dollar. Okay, so I can buy, so a hat that's $30, that's 30 NBA dollars. Okay, so if I win 300 NBA dollars playing this shit, I can use that to buy a hat, to buy a t-shirt. I can use it towards game tickets via NBA.com, like their official website. So you can't use it on NBA StubHub. You can use it. You have to use it directly through NBA. You can use it on autographed items. You can use it on just everything that you can find that's NBA, sponsored. You can use it on that, and that's how you use the money. And so that should literally be happening already, And then the states that where gambling is legal, sports betting is legal, you have like the biggest casino handle the transaction. So like down here, you would have the Hard Rock handle the Miami Heat. So when I'm gonna go bet on the Miami Heat, I go and I download the Hard Rock app, and I use the Miami Heat in-game betting, or NBA in-season tournament betting, or NBA All-Star game betting. I use it via the Hard Rock app, and every state at this point I feel has a casino that they can run it through, and just run it through them. That's it. Cut the bullshit. And you charge the NBA, federal government charges the NBA 25% or some shit like that. and all that money that they charge, they tax the shit out of the NBA for them to be able to do this, because the NBA is going to take a cut of the people's losses and stuff. They're going to take a cut of this, so they're going to make a lot of money. But federal government, for them to allow this shit, you tell them, well, we're going to take like 25% or 35% of that shit, and then that 35%, you got to make sure that strictly does not go to like just the military. I want to make sure that 35% that they take away from the NBA, for them to have specifically just in betting tournament during this season, during this shit, that all goes to like education. It goes to education, it goes to public school funding, not private school funding, not voucher school funding. It goes to public school funding. It goes to Department of Education, shit like that. It goes to like, I'm sorry, it goes to democratic shit, man. There's no way can that shit land in the hand of a conservative, because they're just gonna spend that shit on war. They're just gonna spend that shit on themselves. They're gonna fucking siphon money for their own businesses. They're gonna fucking just use it for garbage. They're gonna use it for private church schools and shit and indoctrination. They're not gonna use it for public anything. And like, this is like something that should be used to sort of like pay off student loans, for everybody's student loans, for in as long as the NBA exists. And same thing for the NFL, and same thing for Major League Baseball. Let them have in-game betting. Just all-star games should be like these humongous, multi-billion-dollar money-making events where everybody can just gamble and enjoy sports. And that should be what the all-star game is. And then you have the best of the best play. Like the all-star game, the NFL Pro Bowl, that should go back to how it originally was, which is it takes place after the Super Bowl, takes place in Hawaii or in Las Vegas. And you make in-game betting legal for it, for the players, for everybody. You put up stakes. You put up. I hate to say it, because this guy Sean Payne got fired for it, but you put bounties on quarterbacks. Like you make sure that people aren't hitting guys really hard, because you could say if you knock the guy out of the game, you lose the bounty. But if you tackle and you hit and you tackle him and you get a sack on him, you get money for each sack. And so it's like, you got to give them the incentive, but you got to also make sure that they're not killing each other, But at the same time, I don't know, maybe we want that? Because we want to see the best of the best. And the Pro Bowl should be a really awesome shit where all the guys go out there and the best of the best just go at it. But they're not. It's like they go out there to just chill, because that's essentially what they're like, all on vacation, So you got to give them incentives. You got to give them motivation. I don't know. So... but that's my pitch for the NBA in-season tournament all-star game LED in-game betting in your face, covered in jello. So we're getting through the Don Mega. And sorry, the chair is like falling apart. It's already on its way out. Act accordingly. I think, are we good there? How long have we been going? I feel like we've been talking forever. Oh, good. It's almost an hour. So we're still good. I guess next game, we already kind of went over it. Spurs, what we got to do. That should be a game that we do not drop, because, Spurs are literally bad. So I don't want to hear this bullshit. So I don't even want to talk about the game. Don't even bring me that shit. The game to look forward to is the Celtics Heat. So we're just gonna wait for that. Maybe I'll do Cultura after Celtics Heat. Before the Super Bowl. Because normally I go to my parents to see the Super Bowl. I want to try to do that because I want to see it in my parents' place, but because they have this new patio built. But they don't have any chairs in the goddamn fucking patio, man. So if I'm gonna go out there and have to sit on like these hard ass chairs or plastic chairs, and they don't have anything nice, and so it's like I might as well just sit on the floor. And right now I can't be sitting on like hard surfaces. Like that's not good for me right now. So yeah, so we'll be back then on the Celtics after the Celtics game. We'll come back and we'll sort it out. I don't know what else we got going on. That's pretty much it, man. We covered everything. We know what we do. Again, we're in the middle of the thick of it. And right now, these guys, We just got to make sure they win a couple games before All-Star game, and we don't go into All-Star game like eating shit. Like we can't do that. So so yeah, man. So we just gotta wait and see who's gonna wake up. Is it gonna be Jekyll Heat or Hyde Heat? Is it gonna be that guy or this guy? I don't know. I don't know who's gonna be. I don't know. I wish I knew. Honestly, I wish I knew who was gonna show up for this team. So we'll see. I'm trying to do a like a 3D VTuber thing with Ted, the dog guy. So I'm in the middle of like drawing his little body and all that stuff and putting in the details to make sure it looks nice. And yeah, so we'll see how that comes out. Hopefully like I can have that done at some point, so I can be like, okay, I made a 3D VTuber figure out of my character, my original character. And the goal is really to draw all this stuff so that at the same time that I'm drawing this, I can also create a Toon Boom rig, which I really need to do for another character. But that's actually the goal, is to do a Toon Boom rig. Because that would make my life so much easier, and that's kind of what's held up the cartoon is. I want to finish the cartoon and just draw it all, but at the same time, I really honestly should stop and just learn how to do rigging. Redraw all the characters all over again, rig all the characters all over again, redo everything again from the beginning, and just that's how it's gotta be. And it's just that's so much work that has literally been like a tidal wave that I've been staring at for like 3 years. And that's what scared me. It's just that the idea of getting into rigging and learning. But you know what? Like I learned how to do Unreal Engine. Like I've learned how to use DAZ Studio 3D, create characters on DAZ Studio 3, like get the basic model and then change it up enough to make it look like a new model or something, and then export the scene, export the materials, export everything to Unreal Engine, set it up in Unreal Engine. I can kind of start. I started learning how to do a horror game, so I can kind of control the characters. I can set that up. But mostly I know I can create like a little VR space where I can walk around and look at the VR and stuff. So I'm like really happy with how much I've learned and progressed with Unreal Engine. So I've got to just take that and I got to just bite the bullet and do the same thing with Toon Boom. And it's a lot of work on Toon Boom. It's at least the 3D shit. It's just some of that work is cut down. But on Toon Boom, it's just you're doing everything. You're drawing everything. So that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And for 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, it's just, I don't know. And I want to finish this quick, and I want to finish it soon. So that's why part of me is like, I should just fuck it and just bang it out. But there's like 18 minutes left, so that's a lot of work for one person. So if I make the rig, I feel like it would just make everything so much easier to just control and make them do things and line up and set them up rather than drawing the shit anymore. The only thing I'd have to worry about is drawing the backgrounds, which the backgrounds are supposed to be like kind of shitty looking. So I don't know. So we'll keep you in tune for that. See hopefully how it comes out. But we're definitely gonna eventually have Ted actually hosting this show, and not just like the sound. But hopefully you'll be able to see Ted and be doing all these things and all this kind of crazy stuff. So look forward to that. Anything else? No. That was really 103. I was just trying to get over the 1 hour mark because again I know we started late. So it's only gonna be like a couple like probably 50 minutes or something like that. But whatever, that's how it is. Sometimes we go long, sometimes we don't. So our next game is gonna be tomorrow or today, and then we're gonna have Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, so. I'll do a quick 30-minute Super Bowl Sunday. Get ready for it. After Cultura, if the game is okay and it doesn't run late and shit, and I guess depending on what happens with the fan, because I know I told them I was probably gonna go, but now I'm starting to think about it. And I'm like, I'm probably not gonna be able to because there's no chairs back there, and to sit back there for the 2 hours just kind of sucks. And right now with my feet with the plantar fasciitis, this shit's on fire. So I don't know if I can deal with that. So yeah, so we'll see. If I stay, we'll do a Cultura and watch the beginning of the Super Bowl together. And if not, then we'll just freak out. Okay. So that's it. That's it. Cultura. 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 However you say it, that's how you say it. Now and forever. I don't make the rules. I just make the rules as I die and choke on my phlegm and Hit me up at the PayPal. Hit me up at the Cash App. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. A chronicle of the Miami rave scene in the early 2000s about a party I used to go to with all my friends, and we do crazy shit, and it was awesome. So please check that out and support that. Check out my comic shop and blog, octotaco.com, where you can check out all my comics from my personal collection. If there's anything that you like, hit me up on Threads, threads.net/studiomogura, and send me a message there. Check out my TeePublic with all my original t-shirt designs and the official Cultura t-shirt. Please buy one of those. And then also check out my Spotify playlist with my entire discography dating back to 1999 up until last year with my latest release, The Reflection Blinds You from Seeing the Truth. So we'll see you back here on Sunday, because I'm not going to do it tomorrow or today. I'm just not going to do back-to-back. Sorry. Tonight's better be a win. Even if tonight's a win, I don't give a fuck. We're looking for it on Sunday. All right. So win or lose on Sunday. Actually, no, depending on what happens with Super Bowl. So we'll see. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay. Maybe you know what? If anything, maybe I'll just do it after the Super Bowl game. We'll do it then. We'll see. I don't know. All I know is, you know what? Just don't freak out. Just freak out.